We're back for quarantine Qigong. How y'all doing? Getting started. Oof, you're just a little bit late. All right. All right, quarantine Qigong episode 3. Well, today has been quite an intense day for me. So I'm a little late, but I made it, and I'm very happy to see y'all. So we're gonna go through this together now. All right. Cool. Okay. Get a chair if you want. The very first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna go through a warm up. And the very first part of our warm up is just gonna be jiggling and shaking. Because that's one of my favorite things to do. This movement is super silly. And it's probably going to shake the computer. It's super fun, right? This is the movement that I always say proves that children are Qigong masters. They're like secret Qigong masters because they just know what to do inherently. They're like, oh, they're getting all that chi out. Letting all that stagnation go. You can bounce on your heels a little bit if you want. I'm not going to do it very much because I'm at my house and my neighbors sometimes go, what are you doing? I don't want to freak them out too much. I got my blinds open though. I can see out into the street on this kind of gloomy day. Keep going. Okay, good. Now we're going to get a nice little stance and take in a deep breath as we do gathering chi. Oh. Excuse me, I think my dog might have gotten herself trapped in the bedroom. I'm still here though. Bear with me. Keep doing your circle breath. Well, hello. Excuse me. Hi, okay. I'm back. Okay, again, we're doing circle breath. This is just to help kind of move all that chi we just released through our body, helping make sure everything stays nice and open. So when we first start Qigong, the thing we want to do is open up all the major joints. So we're going to go through our routine, head to toe, starting with the neck. Hi. My co-host and special guest star, I guess, Sweet Blue. All right, so let's just do some ear to shoulder on each side. Go ahead and come back up. Let's go to the other side. Just gently opening up. Good. And let's go to the side again. We can take this hand up and gently place it on that side. If you want to open up the shoulder a little bit more, you can come down Good. Reaching with the fingers. Opening up that shoulder just a little bit more. Good. And let's come to the other side. Good. Thinking of extending down through the fingers of the hand that's relaxed. Good. And coming back up. And now we're going to do just some neck rolls. So we'll like just forward for right now. So just some half neck rolls forward. Good. Good. How's everybody doing today? Give me, oh, sorry, my earpiece is falling out. We're going to do full circles now. So I'm going to come forward just a little bit so you can see. When I do my neck circles forward, all the way around, I want you to think about really extending the top of that head behind you. Rather than just like letting it collapse down like this, that compresses the cervical spine. We want to keep things nice and open. So we're just going to keep doing that. Good. Good. Relaxing as we get more and more into it. Good. Now I want you guys to think about just sinking down and rounding forward. So I'm going to sink my chin to my chest, and then I'm going to start to like round my chest forward, and then coming back up, and then lifting the chin, extending the face, really keeping the back of that neck nice and open. You can open the chest and arch the back just a little bit, and coming back to center. Good. And we'll do it all again. Inhaling as we come up, really opening that chest. Good. And come back down. Good. So that's our neck, nice and open. Now we're going to just do some shoulder rolls. Good. Let's see how big you can make your shoulders, huh? Notice how much movement you can have. We're going to go the other way now. Our shoulders, they are a place that we tend to get a lot of cheese stuck in there. You know, from all of our, well, it used to be driving. Some of you are probably still driving a lot now, but not everybody. So with all of our typing though, and just in general, we kind of tighten up here. So let's really focus on letting this chi go. So we can break this movement down and just like, I like to do maybe like almost thinking about like a picture, right? Like picture frame. I'm down in front and then I bring it back and I come up and then I come forward. But then as I do it, it gets a little more rounded and smooth, but I really want you guys to think about like how much movement we have in those shoulders. Yeah. You've been sitting at your computer all day. Let's switch directions again. You just let it all out. Oh, it feels good. face you guys again. Good. All right. Now I want you guys to rotate and do the rolls in opposite directions. So we're going to do one forward, one back. So they come up, this bottom one comes forward, bring one up and another one forward from the back. Good. I want you guys to keep doing that, but reverse it. Sorry, I'm still having some technical difficulties here. Okay. Good. Awesome. All right. Good. Shoulders. Now we're going to stand up. I'm going to move back. If you have an animal that has come to investigate, say hello to them and tell you how much you appreciate them during this time. All right. We're going to do one of my favorite movements for the shoulders. We've done it before. If this is your first time at Quarantine Qigong, welcome. We usually have a lot of fun. So teacup, we want to keep our hand nice and flat during this whole movement. So we call it teacup, almost as if there's a teacup full of tea on the hand that we make sure we don't drop. Okay, so what that looks like here is I bring it in behind me, bring it out, and there's right here you're going to want to turn it, but don't. Keep it nice and flat, bring it up over the head and down. Good, I think. Step back just a little bit more. You can watch your hand. That's a good way to help yourselves make sure it stays flat. Good. 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 Ooh. You might start to feel it in your shoulder a little bit. That's a good thing. If it gets pretty painful, don't do it. You want these movements to, sometimes they can be a little sore, especially this one, because our shoulders are so tight. But if there's sharp pain happening anytime you're doing Qigong, then stop doing that movement. And send me a message and we'll talk about why. All right, let's go the other way. I know, right? It's just super easy. Switch directions. So I'm going to come out and around, up over my head, bring it down, in and under, right by that rib cage. Yeah. I move around a little bit to be a little more exaggerated so you guys can see my movement. Good. Good. Let's do the other one now. Bring it in, out, around, up, and over. In, and then stick it out, around, up, and over. Good. Okay. Again, trying to keep everything flat. You can put something in your hand if you want to help you see if you're maintaining a nice flat teacup surface. I recommend something soft so that if it falls on you, it won't hurt. Let's change directions and go the other way. Good. Again, we come out, round, up, and over, out, around, up, over, down, in, across. Good. Good. Oh, man, I think I needed this. Oh, yeah. Nice. Good. Now let's shake those shoulders out just a little bit. All right, and now let's bring our arms up. We're going to do small circles forward. Good. And let's do small circles backwards. And then we're going to rotate the forearms around the elbows. Kind of like propeller wings. Yeah, little propellers. We're going to take off soon. Boom. And let's go back the other way. This is a really great movement for anybody who has any sort of like elbow pain. It's something we don't think about or talk about a lot. And we don't spend a whole lot of time here. But, that's a great way to open up those elbows. So especially if you get that golfer swing and a tennis backhand and you get some elbow pain up in here. The next thing we're going to do is work on our wrists. So I want you to get a nice 90-degree angle and then rotate. Good. And let's go back the other way. And then whichever thumb is on top, I want you to reverse so that the opposite thumb is on top. And then do it all again. Good. And reverse again. Keep going. Good. Now, I'm going to take our hands, we're going to open up all the way and then close as tight as we can, and then open up all the way and close as tight as we can, and then do that as fast as possible. Make sure you're still opening all the way and closing all the way when you do it. Okay, good. Good. You might feel that one in your forearms. Yeah. Shake out your hands in a different direction now. Find another direction to shake them. Good. Good. Now we're just going to focus on some movements with our abdomen, our dantian. And it's kind of like these shoulder movements we were doing earlier, but we're just going to like think about kind of pointing my belly button. So my belly button's right here. I kind of come up. I'm almost like doing like a little side to side. Almost like a figure eight with it. Good. Yeah. And good. All right, now stop. And everyone sit and take a deep breath. Let's do one more together. So breathe deep down into that lower dantian, deep down into the belly. Good. And then we're going to go back into this movement again. One thing you can do to help with this movement is stick your hands in prayer position right over your heart. And think about almost like the elbows, almost like my elbows are doing this, right? But really they're not, because they're kind of staying still, and that movement comes from my torso. Yeah. So this is great for digestion. This is great for your immunity. This is great for energy. This is good for a lot of things. Okay, good. You can let that come to a stillness. And then let's take our hands palm over palm, right below that belly button in that lower dantian. Breathing into it. So let's think about our breath. There's a meridian in the center of the body, the zhongmai. And we're breathing along that. That's where our lower dantian, our middle dantian, and our upper dantian. So when we breathe down, we're breathing deep down into the abdomen. And we want to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. You can also breathe out through your nose. But the important thing is our nasal cavity, our nose, it helps filter air. So when we're taking these nice deep breaths, you want to bring them in through the mouth as much as possible. The other thing to think about is filling your lungs up from the bottom up. So rather than, like, a lot of times when we're breathing, we're just breathing like right here, like, right? And even when you see people take a deep breath, they're like, it's not really that deep. So when we're doing a deep breath, we're thinking about coming all the way down here. And I want you to think about the air comes down here and then works its way up. So how that looks is you can see my chest kind of rises slowly, as opposed to we want a more sort of gradual increase. You feel everything moving up. Good. Good. Now we're just going to do a little bit of abdominal circles. So we're going to take our hands palm over palm, and we're just going to bring them around and up, and then bring them across and down. Good. Good. So this is also a really great movement for our digestion. And the stomach and the spleen are a paired organ system, and they're called the earth element. And the earth element is like, it's kind of the basis, right? There's a couple different theories and the ways in which we envision the 5-element system, but one of them puts the earth element in the middle, and everything is built off of it. And if you think about it here, this is like the middle of our body, right? And everything builds off of our digestion. So that's good. Let's switch directions. So when we focus on our bellies and our abdomen and our colons and our intestines, we're really focusing on making sure that our digestion's on point and that we're getting all the nutrients we need from our food. We'll become more efficient machines, if you will. It's one of the reasons why your acupuncturist or your holistic healthcare practitioner might ask you about your poo a lot, right? Like our bowel movements tell us a lot about how we're processing food and can be sort of an indicator of what might be going wrong. So having nice, healthy bowel movements means we have a nice, effective system. It's one of the first things we usually try and correct when you go see a holistic practitioner. Good, good. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of loving on our knees right now. So just rub your hands together, get it nice and warm, and then we're just gonna rub our knees. Yeah. So today's form is gonna be a seated form. It's gonna focus on what's called it's Sheng Qigong. It's a little more of a spiritual movement, spiritual form, right? It's called Awakening the Soul, and I learned it from Master Lee at Aoma many years ago. Aoma was the school I went to for acupuncture. If you haven't yet, go ahead and change directions. And it's a more relaxed form. It's done seated. Most of the movements are static, meaning we just kind of hold them. Good. Good. All right, now work on our feet. So take this big thenar eminence, the big kind of meaty palm, and stick it right into that arch. And then I want you to rub it right on the bottom of the foot, just behind the arch, the front ball of the foot, if you will. Make little circles, and then switch direction. Good. You can hit it just a little bit, kind of wake it up, and then we're just going to grab our toes and rotate our ankles. Good. So usually when we do this, we're standing up and we do it ourselves. This one's a little more passive. It gives us a slightly different range of motion, and as we let the ankle completely relax, we'll get sort of a different amount of stretching through those tendons and ligaments. If you're having any sort of pain, don't do it quite so hard. It should feel nice. Good. Good. All right. Let's go to the other side. That big fleshy part of the thumb, thenar eminence, small circles. All right. So after this, we're going to get into some Sheng Qigong, Awakening the Soul. But first off, I'm going to come up there. I've got a couple notifications. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the feed. I'm going to see if I can't access them this time. Good. Now switch directions. Let me know how your day is going. Let me know what you think of these movements. Good. So normally we do Qigong at the Pride Center every Thursday from 6 to 7. Good. Now take it and grab here. But since we can't all get together, I'm doing them on here. Good. Yeah. Oh, and I do them on Mondays instead of Thursdays. Mostly because for me, ever since it started, Mondays are a little hard for me. You know, it's like the weekend. I think I do my puzzles, I hang out, I kind of forget what's going on. Let's go back the other way. And so Mondays, they're harder than they were beforehand. So we do this Qigong. So I get to see your guys' faces. Well, you get to see my face. but I get to hear from you and we get to work together. Good. All right. I'm going to come up here and see if there's any questions. You can feel free to get a drink of water, go to the bathroom. Okay. Hi, Cynthia. Okay, good. All right. Perfect. All right, no questions. That's great. So, as we do our Sheng form, pull this back a little bit. Good. No, I'm going to come, well, maybe I'll just pull this forward so you guys can see the feet a little bit more. Good. I think that's good. That's perfect. All right. The next thing that we're going to do, when we do Sheng movements, we always start with the Zhongqian movement. So that's, we're just going to cup our hands in front of our face, and then we're going to blow. And the right hand comes down as the left hand comes up. We connect up to heaven. Feel that connection come down across the face, across the heart. And then connect down to earth. Feel the connection through our feet, through our sacrum, feeling the connection down to earth, rooting into the ground, letting our crown and our head extend up. All right, let's begin. This first movement is called opening the heart. So the hands come out. And then we lift the heels as we arch the back, inhaling and exhaling, lifting the heels, coming forward. Good, and exhaling. So we inhale, opening the chest. Exhaling, leaning forward, lifting the heels, coming down. Good. Exhaling, hands come out. And then we open. And we exhale. And we go forward. Good. Good. Staying nice and relaxed. We want everything to be active and alive, yet relaxed and gentle. For these movements that we're doing, that we're inhaling and exhaling and letting our breath lead the movements, feel free to let your movement differ from mine. Whatever feels good for your breath. So as we go about our days, we sometimes crunch our shoulders forward as we type or as we slump on our phones. And that can have the effect of closing off our hearts, quite literally. So from a more esoteric or spiritual sense, this movement of opening the heart is to focus on opening up that chest so that we can feel a little more connected to each other, which is even more important right now. Good. If you're starting to have any sort of emotional releases, that's fine. It's a good thing. We keep everything kind of pent up in our chests and around our hearts. So it's quite common to just feel a lot when we do these movements, but just keep breathing deeply, staying nice and relaxed, letting the heart open, forgetting about all your troubles. Good. Let's do one more. Good. And then we bring the hands together. And we come here. Our next movement is called Love Descends on Me. So our hands come forward as we rotate and the palms are behind us. We inhale, drawing everything up, and bring the hands out. And hold here. Nice deep breaths down into that lower abdomen, letting it fill up, and open the chest with our breath. So this movement, Love Descends on Me. We feel the connection with the universe, with each other, and we relax into it. And we feel chi starting to come down from the sky, from heaven, wherever, if you will, but it descends down upon us. You can feel it in your hands. You can feel that tingling. Chi is entering into the body. Love descends on me. My teacher used to say that the universe is unconditional love. And that's what chi is, right? So we just let that unconditional love, with no strings attached, no expectations, just love from the universe, coming down, descending into our hands, into our arms, filling us up. If this movement starts to get a little hard for you to do, you can bend your elbows and let it stay here. That makes it a little easier. Just keep your eyes closed and imagine yourself still in the full extension of the movement. I always like to think of there being an exchange. So as the love descends down upon me, I think of like all of my expectations and worry and doubt, just like turning them over and letting them just evaporate up above me. If smiling helps you to relax, you can put a little smile on your face, feeling that unconditional love. Good. Our next movement, we bring our hands together about shoulder width apart above our head, and then bring them down. And hold them in front of the heart. And really kind of feel that chest opening up a little bit. This movement is called unraveling the heart. So always envision my hands all tingly and full of chi from that movement. There's a connection between my palms now, feeling the chi moving back and forth right in front of my heart. So I think about bathing my heart in Qi right now. So my heart is surrounded by Qi and energy and unconditional love. Yeah. So the movement's called Unraveling the Heart, and we think about all of those self-doubt and judgments that we pass on ourselves, or even others when we're really just doing it to ourselves. Those are like pieces of rope and twine that wrap around the heart. And so when we unravel the heart, we're letting all of those pieces of string, those knots that we've tied around our heart, just slip away. Continuing to breathe deeply. And as all those knots loosen and those strings, those bindings on our heart fall away, our heart begins to really blossom. It grows bigger and stronger. It starts to glow. It expands. And the chi of our heart is now well beyond our body, just growing bigger and bigger. Good. Fear, doubt, shame, worry, and judgment all just slip away. Good. Good. Our next movement. We bring our elbows in as our hands come out, and we spread our feet slightly wider and lift our heels as we arch our back up. Good. This movement's called suddenly lifting the veil. And the message behind this movement, the idea behind this pose that we're holding, is that now that we've opened up our heart, now that we've unraveled it and allowed it to be full and big, that veil of any sort of judgment or doubt or worry about our future and our decisions just slips away because our heart knows what needs to be done. So if you're having any issues or worries in your life, use this time to get in touch with that heart, to know where you need to go next. Suddenly lifting the veil is about seeing the truth in your direction, knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and that you can move forward with purpose, with courage. And just hold. Lifting the heels, opening the legs, arms, chest open, breathing deeply. Let's do 3 deep breaths together. Good. Now we'll let our feet come down as our hands come up. And we press up and also press it down with our feet, feeling that connection. My hands are just open like this and held above me. Good. This movement is holding the heavens rooted on earth. So I think about my feet connected down to the ground, down to the earth. And that gives me strength, and I feel it press up through my legs, through my back, and as my arms extend up and hold the heavens. Human beings are the bridge between heaven and earth. We connect those two. So really feel that extension in both directions. Feel that connection through your feet. Earth, it's strong, powerful, sturdy. And then feel your hands up at heaven, which is yang energy. It's dynamic, it's moving, it hums in your hands. Feel that connection running through you. Good, and then we're going to bring our hands together. We're going to bring the pinkies and the thumbs together, like so, and hold right in front of the heart. So this represents the lotus flower of the heart, and all those petals and blossoms opening. Good. Let it bring a smile to your face. Thinking about the heart opening, blossoming like a flower. It's so full, it's so bright. And then we're going to take our lotus and lift it up and bring it to the crown of our head. Good. And we feel the chi come rising up from that heart, up through the upper dantian, the third eye, out through the crown of the head, through the lotus, and rain down around us, going down into the earth, and then circling into our feet, rising up through the soles of the feet, through the legs, to that dantian, coming up from the abdomen, through that center meridian, all the way up through the heart again, and then continuing the cycle up through the third eye, out the top of the head and down. Good, and we're going to lift up and we're going to close our hands in prayer position and bring them to the heart. Feel your body. Feel your heart open. Feel back in touch with yourself. Good. We're going to take a circle breath. And we're going to do another one. Feel ourselves grounding, feeling that chi from our heart descend to our lower dantian. Bring your hands palm over palm, put it on that lower dantian, and feel all this chi that we've opened in the heart, that we extended to our crown. All of that descends down and returns down to our dantian. 3 deep breaths. Good. To close, we're going to start with the same movement we started with. Blow. Left hand comes up as the right hand comes down. Thanking heaven, coming down across the face, across the heart, and thanking the earth. Awesome. Thank y'all for joining me today for Quarantine Qigong, episode 3. That was Sheng Qigong. That was the awakening the soul form. And that is exactly what I needed. I was feeling I was struggling today, you know? So now I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for participating. There's a link for PayPal if you want to leave donations for Quarantine Qigong. Also, if you're here, then you found our page, Red Raven Acupuncture. If you go up and to the right-hand side, you can click Receive Notifications, so you'll be told when we go online. I've also started doing Qigong quick fixes. These are little 3 to 8 minute videos that happen kind of randomly whenever I'm at my desk and I'm like, okay, I need to do a really quick Qigong. All of the Qigong are available for replays on Facebook Live. And they're also on my YouTube channel, which is just Red Raven Acupuncture. And I also have been doing telehealth medicine. So these are video conferencing with acupressure, guided Qigong. We've been getting pretty amazing results for pain management, as well as mental health. Yeah, sorry, it's still a little in a little Qigong high. So if you're having any sort of pain, you know, right now with things not being open as much, I've really seen people have had a hard time with kind of like chronic pain conditions that they can't get managed, and anxiety conditions they can't get managed as well. Especially when we can't go to our gyms or we can't meet up with our friends. So the telehealth appointments are a great way to do that. They are donation based, so if you're out of work, don't worry about it. Just go to our website, sign up. And yeah, okay, so people are wanting some links. All of those links, here, I will post a link right now for the telehealth. And I'm sorry, I saw Honoria, the reason that you were lost was because I was late getting here. I got stuck in traffic. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't, I was having some technical difficulties, so it took me a minute to get here. Okay, I've posted the website for our telehealth. Oh, nope, that was our store, actually. Here we go. So if you just go to Red Raven Acupuncture, you will find it when I go live on Mondays at 6-ish. There we go. And yeah, please don't hesitate to ask me any questions. You can DM me if you have any thoughts or any concerns. You can also email me, brett@redravenacupuncture.com. Thanks again, everybody. I look forward to seeing you next week. And look for those quick fix Qigongs. So I've been doing a couple of weeks, so we'll see y'all real soon. Okay, thanks so much. You guys have a wonderful night, and thanks for coming again.